Crypto right now, a lot of us are focused on real world assets. We see the banking infrastructure being changed because of blockchains. And we also see the US dollar being devalued, making a debasement trade where people are purchasing assets like cryptocurrencies. And on today's video, we're going to talk about Mantle, what they're working on to give y'all a nice update, a new real world play that is off of the XRP ledger Solana ecosystem. And then we're also briefly going to talk about the Federal Reserve and why we should be buying assets instead of holding dollars. Okay, let's dive in. I have the Mantle chart, all-time chart pulled up on CoinMarketCap. You can see right here, it is up 344% all time, making its debut in 2023, okay? A market cap of slightly below $7 billion with a daily volume of slightly below $1 billion. So a lot of good volume, nice, decent market cap. And it is currently ranked number 21 at $2.14 at the time of this video. Let's go look at the website. Mantle's vision, a world where finance is free, efficient, and accessible, powered by tokenized technology and open to all. So you got innovative pillars. We have the Mantle Network. It's an Ethereum layer 2, so they're EVM compatible, known for its modular design as the first adopter of agent layer and agent DA, serving as the foundation to the diverse range of products and applications. METH protocol, that's the liquid staking. So they have the Mantle ETH. Function is a decentralized Bitcoin solution that bridges BTC into the Web3 ecosystems. And then they have a few other things going on. That sounds nice for innovative pillars. MTN, that's the Mantle token I just showed you on CoinMarketCap. It powers the Mantle's ecosystem, serving as the cornerstone for governance, staking, and driving innovation across the decentralized economy. A lot of partnerships. Bybit, some of these are layers, exchanges, right, and investors. Securitize, VanEck, some of these names look familiar to y'all, right? And then we have the treasury here, which I'll go to this page. The largest community-owned treasury. Damn. Mantle is driving the future of on-chain finance with one of the largest community-owned treasuries. And here's the breakdown. That is 6.3 billion, which is 85% of the treasury is in Mantle. Then they have 300 million in ETH, 300 million in Bitcoin, 265 million in stablecoins, right? Then they have staked ETH, staked ETH twice, two versions, 71 million, Cook token, and then staked SOL, which is 7.4 billion. That's crazy. That's a whole lot of assets under treasury. So that's something that we're seeing with big companies, but to see Mantle also having a treasury, which I think is a great idea for a lot of blockchains. You don't want to do fully what Terra Luna was doing, but you do want to keep a bag. Chainlink is working on that as well by stacking Chainlink tokens, okay? So again, we talked about the innovation pillars, and then you have a treasury distribution. Treasury assets distributed to Mantle holders on Mantle Rewards Station. I love those type of coins right there. Again, treasury looking great. Here's another big news article from Mantle. Mantle becomes strategic investor of digital asset management firm Reserve One. Strategic investor, okay, of a management firm. So Reserve One is a strategic crypto reserve that aims to provide institutional grade access to a diversified digital asset portfolio inspired by the proposed U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile, okay? So they just stacking and they stacking and they stacking. And then here we go. Mantle is an investor in that. And again, what I really do like is this treasury right here. Whew. And then if they sharing that with the Mantle token holders, say less, say less. All right, the next coin we're gonna talk about is VWA, the future of RWA. So it says, check out this brand new demo showcasing some of the work happening behind the scenes built on the XRP ledger VWA is building. So that's them right here. Discover premium VWA assets. So they connect in their Zum wallet, which is one of the XRP wallets, right? And then Chateau Rothschild, that look like some wine, but they're tokenizing watches, gold, wine bottles, all kind of valuable assets in the real world. That's a Pokemon card, Charizard foil. That's very interesting. So it appears here that you're going to be able to purchase these using XRP. That's a Richard Mille. And then they have the investments, expected returns, a time horizon, the risk level. Obviously, a lot of this is going to be high risk. Vanguard, is a part of this. We're going to see more of this happen over time. And honestly, Charizard and Blastoise, I'm sold, right? So tokenizing real world assets on XRP. Vanguard bringing gold, silver, and gemstones to XRP. This sounds interesting. And this thing just dropped. And here it is on Dex Screener, VWA on the Sol on Metoria. So popped off on the first, wiki all the way up, and so far it is on the rise. So let's pull up the weekly chart, looking real strong. So very interesting here. And again, the vision, pioneering assets tokenization on XRP, leading the way in bringing precious metals and gemstones to the blockchain. We're pioneering the tokenization of real world assets on XRP, creating unprecedented opportunities for value creation and transfer. Real world asset tokenization, built for everyday accessibility, community focused approach, and the crazy XRP army behind that. All right. That's interesting. So again, talked about Mantle. Mantle's working with treasuries, working with banks. They're stacking the bags. Then we have Vanguard's VWA, tokenization. And now, why I bring all this up is to talk about this. There's a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island, right? This is talking about the secret meeting of these wealthy bankers in 1910 that helped to create the Federal Reserve. Jekyll Island is an island in Georgia, owned by J.P. Morgan. They held a meeting and created this creature, which is called the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve became live in 1913. That's when our money started to inflate, started to change. And then the debasement happened in 1971, where gold was taken off the standard. Now we got the Genius Act that just passed. The Genius Act is the Crypto Stablecoin Act that requires the one-to-one backing of US dollars or treasuries. Now let's go to the treasuries. This is where the US borrows money from people and governments and countries. If these companies, these corporations like USDT and all of them, Circle, and all the rest of the banks who are going to be getting in on this, if they're all having to buy US treasuries, they're holding these treasuries. We're spending the US dollar. Now we're spending stablecoins of USDC. This banking cartel, right? The Federal Reserve is a banking cartel. They are the ones that are inflating the dollar, which is making us hold a debased asset that needs to be put into something. In crypto, obviously, gold, obviously, silver, obviously, Bitcoin, obviously. And this is all connected. The Federal Reserve as a cartel. Griffin claims the Federal Reserve is not a government agency, but a private banking cartel. He argues that by masquerading as a public institution, it gains a guise of legitimacy while serving the private interests of its member banks. It asserts that the Fed's policies harmed the public by causing inflation, creating boom and bust cycles, funding wars and wasteful spending, encouraging fraud, causing inflation. Prices are always going up and they don't go down. We all see it. Boom and bust cycles. We've seen the '08 crash. the bailouts that happen, funding wars. We see the wars in Gaza, again, Israel's running, we sending them money to do it. We see the wars in Ukraine, we're sending them money to do it. Encouraging fraud. The bankers been fraud in a long time. They've been fraud in a long time. And the solutions that he's proposing haven't been implemented. No solutions has been implemented. We just see more printing, more printing, more printing. So all this comes back to what we talked about here. We want to be investing in cryptos that are building treasuries, cryptos that are paying yields. And we want to be paying attention to tokenization of stocks, of securities, of golds. We want to get these into our portfolios, y'all. That's what we want to do. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We dived into Mantle, the Vanguard VWA, and the Federal Reserve Banking. Make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment to let me know what you think about each topic we talked about. If you got any suggestions, definitely hit me up. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Until the next time, y'all. Peace.
Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.